Hurricane Helene slammed into North Carolina with a ferocity that left everyone in awe. It wasn't a hurricane anymore, but its power was far from diminished, but it was still a monster. Helene had been downgraded to a tropical storm, yet its impact was still immense. Now just a tropical storm, it continued to wreak havoc across the state. But don't let that fool you. Preparations were in full swing as residents braced for the worst. This was a storm for the record books, a once-in-a-lifetime event that would be remembered for generations. Rain, wind, floods. The elements combined to create a perfect storm of destruction. Helene unleashed it all on North Carolina, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. The western part of the state got hit the hardest, with entire communities submerged. Rivers and streams became raging torrents, sweeping away everything in their path. Homes were ripped from their foundations, leaving families homeless and desperate. Businesses were swallowed by the floodwaters, causing economic turmoil. It was a scene of utter devastation, a landscape forever altered by nature's fury.
"This is a once-in-a-generation flood event," he said, capturing the gravity of the situation.
He was right. The scale of the destruction was unprecedented. Helene had left its mark on North Carolina, a scar that would take years to heal. And it was going to be a long time before anyone forgot the wrath of Helene, a storm that changed lives forever. The rain just wouldn't stop. It was as if the heavens had opened up and decided to pour their wrath upon the land. It came down in sheets, relentless, unforgiving. Days turned into nights, and still the downpour continued without mercy. And still the rain poured from the sky. Rivers and streams swelled, their waters rising higher and higher. Overtopping their banks, they surged forward with unstoppable force, engulfing everything in their path. Houses, cars, and streets disappeared beneath the murky floodwaters. Asheville, the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains, was underwater. The once vibrant town now looked like a vast, endless lake. The French Broad River, normally a gentle giant, had transformed into a raging beast. Its currents were aggressive, tearing through the landscape with a ferocity never seen before. Homes and businesses along its banks were inundated. The floodwaters reached rooftops, leaving only the highest points visible. The Shenandoah River, usually a picturesque stream, became a raging torrent. Its once calm waters now roared with a deafening sound. It swept away everything in its path. Bridges collapsed under the immense pressure. Roads crumbled, leaving behind a trail of destruction. It was a scene of biblical proportions. The devastation was unimaginable, a stark reminder of nature's unyielding power. The power went out. It was almost instantaneous. One minute the lights were on, the next everything was plunged into darkness. It was terrifying. The wind howled outside, trees crashed to the ground, and inside people huddled in the dark, scared, uncertain. Days turned into nights. The power was still out. No lights, no refrigeration, no way to cook, no way to communicate with the outside world. People were becoming desperate.
"It was like living in a nightmare," said one Asheville resident. "You couldn't see anything. You couldn't hear anything over the wind and the rain. It was terrifying."
Asheville, a city known for its charm and nestled in the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains. The city nestled in the mountains, known for its art, its music, its vibrant culture, a place where creativity thrived and the community came together to celebrate life. Now it was known for something else: devastation. The streets that once bustled with life were now eerily silent, filled with the remnants of a natural disaster. Helene had turned the city into a disaster zone. The hurricane's wrath left no corner untouched, transforming familiar landscapes into scenes of chaos. The River Arts District, once a thriving hub of creativity, was now a sea of mud and debris. Galleries were destroyed. Studios were flooded. The heart of Asheville's artistic community was shattered. The art that once adorned the walls was gone. Priceless pieces, painstakingly created, were lost to the waters. Washed away by the relentless flood waters, the dreams and hard work of countless artists swept away in an instant. The Biltmore Estate, Asheville's crown jewel, was forced to close its doors. A symbol of the city's heritage and grandeur, now inaccessible. The estate's gardens were submerged. Roads were impassable. The beauty of the estate was hidden beneath the floodwaters. It was a stark reminder that even the grandest of places were no match for Mother Nature's fury. The storm had left an indelible mark on Asheville, a testament to the power of nature. In the face of such devastation, stories of courage and resilience emerged. Neighbors helping neighbors, strangers lending a hand, first responders working tirelessly to rescue those trapped by the floodwaters. The National Guard was deployed. They arrived in droves, Humvees and trucks rumbling through the flooded streets, rescuing families stranded on rooftops, delivering food and water to those in need.
We're all in this together, and we're not going to leave anyone behind.
The floodwaters have receded, the sun is shining again, but the scars of Helene run deep. Homes are destroyed, businesses are in ruins, and the emotional toll on the community is immeasurable. The cleanup has begun, but it will be a long and arduous process. It will take months, if not years, for Asheville and the surrounding communities to fully recover. But the people of Western North Carolina are resilient. They are determined to rebuild their lives, and they will, with time, with help, and with the